Hey guys, how's it going? It's me again. It's Hughes. Like I got to unbutton pull. I like I just came from a party. Like I'm hungover. But anyways, today I'm gonna teach y'all how to kind of break down. I guess not a replay video. I don't know what I titled this. I probably titled it "How to Read Your Opponent." But I guess this is a good way to show how to kind of break down replays and what to look for, even when you win. But I'm gonna show y'all basically how you download an opponent. Right. I think one thing people have to get out of the way is you can't catch everything. I think an opponent will give you like millions of ways to kill them, but you can't use them all. Right. I think you have to latch on to one or two key ways as you look at how they play. I think there's key focus. You have to focus on what they're giving you and kind of how to go about it. Because I think you can't catch every jump in. You don't see every pro. Some pros, sometimes you just have to block the jump in, right? And that's a lot of shit. Sometimes you have to hold shit because if you're not looking for it, the last thing you want to do is try to twitch react to it or like jump scare react to it. And then you get hit anyways, right? So sometimes it's better if you're not ready for it to just kind of pace yourself and wait. And I think that's what a lot of people have trouble with, which is moving at their own pace. But anywho, like I said, more importantly though, I'm gonna teach y'all how to kind of look at matches and see and kind of kill players based on what they're doing. So instead of you running your plays, running your strategy, and then just like mowing down somebody, which I mean is cool at times depending on like certain situations, I'm gonna show you how to actually process what they're doing and do it. And I'm gonna show you because I think this set is a very good example, right? I'm not saying I download the nigga liggity split, right? But I think it's a good example on, you know, how to do that. And I'm also, it's a good example. Like I could tell y'all, because it's me, I could tell y'all what I'm thinking at certain moments. Because I get watched the first match, and rather than getting pissy about it, which I could have, I'm like, okay, fuck it. How did he play? If you know you're gonna lose or it's GG's, right? At that point, just sit there and download the stats, right? So let's get it. All right, first match, I damn near get washed, right? So right off the cusp, he does some crazy shit like that. At that point, I should have known that he probably doesn't give a fuck what I want to do, and I should play very reactive, like just kind of sit there and almost let him do him or kind of see how he wants to kill himself, because that was dumb as shit. I ain't gonna say it was dumb, but that was very fucking random. Like there's no way he knew I was gonna throw that fireball, right? I just think he threw that bitch out. All right. So off the rip, right? He saw him jump a couple times. Pay attention to that. He likes to jump in that spot, but we'll go over that later because it's the first match. So in my head, I don't notice. I'm just pressuring, kind of seeing how he's trying to do. All right. All right, now right here, this is when I really should have got on him. So notice how when I guess anybody should, when he goes into burnout, he's willing to take a lot of shit. Like when he's in a vulnerable state, corner or burnout, when he's in a corner, he'll sit there and try to jump, but he's not gonna try to fight his way out. And as you can see, I kind of wasted the burnout, and I did that dumb shit because I was panicked, but I fucked up, right? And that's okay. So far, what I gathered from this motherfucker is, all right, see, jump again. There's that jump in. So at that point, I'm like, all right, he likes to jump at that spot. Not necessarily when round starts. Well, every time round starts, he does some bullshit, right? Which I didn't pick up on, or I didn't even use that to beat him, because I'm like, that's the least of my concern. I feel like there's more glaring weaknesses in the way he likes to play. But I noticed he puts himself in situations at this point where he likes to burn out a lot. So as you can see, I'll sit here and kind of let him pressure me, and kind of like I'm okay with taking the throw, because I notice he's just ready to try to pressure, run that bitch, run a drill, spin it, whatever, do whatever he wants to do. So I get hit by that. But like, look, he's damn near already in burnout. So he has no issue spinning drive gauge, right? And even in the corner. All right, cool grab. I'm also jumping a lot because I noticed at this point, or I start to crank out the jump ins. So I guess I expected him to do a crazy button, which is my mistake because of the simple fact that every time he's dry rushing into me, he's done some sort of meaty. I don't know if I was expecting to tick. I don't know what I was expecting to shimmy, but he didn't do. I don't know. I probably should have just held that, but at this point, I'm like, fuck it. I probably already lost the game. Not on some loser mentality stuff, but like more so just off of like, all right, I made a good amount of mistakes. It's probably GG's. So when I say like be comfortable losing, I'm not saying like be like, oh, I lost like in a shitty way, but I mean more so like, all right, I put myself in a very fucked up spot. I'm probably gonna lose, but if I do lose, okay, cool. Like we got to learn something. So at this point, I'm gonna start applying. In the next game, you're gonna see I'm gonna make the adjustments and start applying some of the things I spoke about, right? So far, we learned that he plays passive unless he has drive gauge, and he plays overly aggressive when he does have drive gauge. And when he's in a vulnerable spot like the corner, he'll sit there and wait for you to pressure him. He won't actually try to make his way out. That's what we've kind of gathered so far. Also, as you can see, and I don't know how I didn't pick up on this, I picked up on it, but not in the right way. Round start, he always does that shit. Think about it. Round 1, 2, 3, last time, and then round 1 of this time, he's jumping. But what I kind of how I interpreted it was he likes to jump from that middle spot. So which comes in handy later. Don't get it twisted, but I'm saying, you know, whatever. And some things you also have to think you want to save for later. Like some things you got to act on later because they could be used at a more vital moment or a more crucial moment of the match. Also, too, at this point, I took advantage of his passiveness because I noticed every time he was kind of just waiting for me to hit a button. You see how solar plexus just walk up, grab. I noticed every time I did a solar plexus, or if I did like a let's say a heavy high show, anything like that. So by me high showing or doing whatever and not drawing, or I guess continue my pressure multiple times afterwards, that got him in the mindset of, okay, shit, I'll just block it. And then that's how you open up layers of the mental stack where he's like, okay, cool, I'm cool with just blocking this shit. And then I go in and go for a grab. And at this point, like I told y'all, I'm the type of motherfucker, you ain't gonna stop it, nigga. I'm gonna keep drawing you. So that's one throw, another throw, another throw. I mistimed this one. I should have just done the jab. I think I was trying to like not telegraph it so he knew that I was drawing, which whatever. I could have meatied him too, right? But that's GG's on that round. Boom, right? I also knew from there he loves the zone, so that's why no hesitation. You saw me preemptively draw the fireball. Every time he gets back to that range, he likes to try to draw the tornadoes to get back in rather than just walking forward. So if he's not already in range, he'll try to use the tornado to advance forward, right? He's not one to really walk. So that's why I felt really confident drawing that fireball there for game. But honestly, it didn't matter. Like I was going to win that anyways. And here's round two. Now this time he drive rushed, which either way, I think if I would have been waiting for the jump in, I would have got hit because I wasn't looking for a drive rush. But as you can see, round start, he does some bullshit every time. He doesn't ever just let the round start. All right. All right, I wasn't ready for a jump in there. And as you can see in this matchup, it sounds dumb. I was missing him, but I wasn't really trying to worry about his jump ins because I think, like I said, he had other shit that I'm like, bro, fuck getting it. Like the jump in is cool as long as I don't get hit by it. I'm fine with him jumping in. I'm more concerned with like the other shit he's doing because honestly, I think he's whiffing buttons. He's doing much crazier shit that could lead to me killing him. Like rather than trying to knock him down and mix him up, which is cool objectively, I feel like the other shit he was doing was still worth noting. That's why I wasn't hard focused on jumping up until the last point. I wanted to make him feel kind of comfortable with jumping in to some degree. I will say I was just missing jump ins too. I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh, it's all part of the plan. But to some degree, I was okay with hitting him back because I'm like, I'll anti-air him when it counts, right? I'm gonna make him feel like, well, he hasn't done anything crazy. He hasn't hit me with an anti-air off a jump in yet. So I mean, I shouldn't really worry about it, right? As you can see, I burned him out, right? And this is my mistake. Instead of pressuring him, I just sat here and kind of let him do his thing, right? Instead of trying to pressure him to build drive gauge, I'm kind of just letting him back. And that's a dumb idea, by the way. I ain't gonna say he wins at this range, but unless I'm a fireball battle with him, bro. And I really wanted to EX fireball, but I didn't want to damn near go into burnout, especially since unless I got a knockdown, I probably wasn't gonna kill him. But even then, like the goal is to play a character in a range where they're less effective. And I'm playing Rashid. He's not like the best zoner. I mean, he's pretty solid. Like he can zone, but he's not like a Gal or some shit, right? But even then, why am I playing Rashid at a range where, and like I said, this is my dumb ass, where if I know he's looking to just throw the tornado and advance forward, why am I playing him at that range instead of cutting that option off, especially since he has no drive gauge to play crazy? So this is just terrible play on my part, on my behalf, right? Which is fine. I mean, shit, it happens. Like nobody's gonna play perfect. Even when you perfect somebody, it's not perfect, right? Like I said, I got an anti-air there because I know he likes to jump corner. When he was in burnout, he did it the last time, and then I just settled for the stun here. Now I ain't gonna lie, here I brain farted. I was trying to get the safe jump, which in order to get the safe jump, you just do so. If any version of not any version will punish counter state, if you hit a light donkey kick, it's automatically a safe jump, right? Problem is I brain farted. I realized I did heavy instead of light, and then I didn't follow up at least with a shoryuken. So yeah, I was tweaking. There we go. Nice. So see, we started to implement it, and even then, see how implementing like at least maybe 1 to 2 of the things, like primarily still the outcome of the match was way different than it was before. So now we're gonna jump to the third game where everything's kind of fully locked in, right? Where I kind of fully feel like I have a grasp on them. Like in this game, I was super confident. I'm like, I got this motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got him in the bag, right? Now see, he's in burnout. So this one I'm gonna let him draw me because I'll be damned if he shimmies me, because then I'll damn near be in a worse position than he is. That is just crazy. All right, cool. And like I said, you see I'm jumping in on him a lot because jumping in is I don't think is a good habit. You shouldn't rely on it to get in. But here's my thing. if they haven't stopped it yet, why would I stop until he starts to show me that he consistently, and that's how I lost the second round, which it'll play in a second, right? Until he shows me he's gonna consistently stop anti-airing or stop me and anti-air me, I'm not gonna stop jumping in. And even with that, right, let's go back to there. As you can see, like I said, this time I'm not making the same mistake. I'm like, all right, you're in burnout. Now I'm gonna actually pressure you and make you guess. So being that he's scared and more passive in burnout, I could get away, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, even in burnout, you can jab that overhead cancel, right? Overheads, for the most part, I think aren't really safe, even when you drive rush behind them. Just to prove my point, right? See, he could have easily jabbed me out, but like I said, that's just me taking advantage of his passive play. All right, round two. And as you can see with the adjustments I'm making like a couple at a time. You don't need to make every adjustment so quick, because I think that's how a lot of people overwhelm their own mental stack. And I think this game already has a lot of shit you got to worry about. So on top of that, you sitting here like, oh, I got to change no, just make minor adjustments and tweak, right? All right, he whiffed that. I don't know what he was trying to do. All right, there we go. So this is how I actually drew the second round, right? He started to lock in on the anti-airs, and at that point I'm like, all right, I can't jump in on this motherfucker for free anymore. I don't know how the hell that happened. That should have been a grab. So going into this round, like I said, I respect his jumping in more, so I'm not gonna jump in on him. Or not his jumping, but I respect his anti-airs a little more. Then I grab him, because that's the exact bar for bar same shit he did last time, but I came with more confidence as far as grabbing him. Because last time I slightly hesitated, which I feel like that's probably why he got the drive rush. That, or he was just autopiloting, right? So boom, got that going. Now he's in burnout, right? All right, now he's on level 2. So, and like I said, I should have lost here. I don't know why the hell I jumped. I don't know what I think I was trying to. I don't know if I was trying to buffer. I don't know what the hell I was trying to do. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But like I said, round's not over, right? Still got time. Like I said, YOLO level 3. So, hey, if it works, it works. You know what I'm saying? If it works, it works, bro. All right, so now we're at a better spot. Like I said, I have a sense of comfortability because I know we're almost, like I said, remember that spot? Remember that spot in the middle? That's his favorite place to jump, right? I mean, he's jumping all around, but I know for a fact when we reset to neutral, he always likes to jump. And as you can see, I'm just jabbing him out. But the fact that he feels comfortable doing it like a DP won't end his fucking life is crazy, right? This whole match, I've yet to DP him but once. So he just knows jump back jab. I could take like 3-4 jump back jabs, right? I'm not at like 2% health. Cool. All right. Like I said, I'm not in a rush to get his jump in, right? I'm gonna just wait for the right moment. All right, take the draw. Boom. Like I said, favorite spot, right? But as y'all can see, yeah, that's how you adjust. And like I said, you saw there was some shit I didn't adjust to at all, right? Because it's not necessary to adjust to everything. It's good too, but you just got to find the main 1 or 2 things. That's my rule for mental stacking. There's like 2 things you could really focus on, and then maybe 3 at most. Maybe 3, probably 3. I'm just probably ass at the game. But there's like 2 to 3 things you could really focus on the most. And after that point, right, you gotta have to let some shit go and fall through the cracks. You're not gonna check everything, but the point of this video is not to suck my own dick, but to say that you'd be surprised what minor adjustments can do, and also not to get discouraged, bro. Because I could have been pissed as hell that I lost that first game, but I already knew. I'm like, what am I missing? All right, there's something about his play. Sometimes you get bulldozed, but through being bulldozed, at least be able to be analytical and be like, okay, well, he does this, so he probably plays like this, right? Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Join the Discord. And yeah, I'm going to go do other stuff. All right, I'm gonna go get my tortoise some food. My tortoise's name is JP.